Right, a very good morning. If you're just tuning in, these are the last hours before ANC 54, that's the 54th National Conference gets underway. We're here at Nasrec, just south of Johannesburg, and literally a stone throw away from Soweto, so perhaps a great place in terms of the history of this part of the world to have this historic conference. Now, working very hard behind the scenes are a lot of people within the party, and one of them is the ANC's National Communications Manager, Khusela Sangoni, who joins us now. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you so much for being here.
All right, so this is the day before, and I suppose all the major preparations are underway. Now we're starting to see the delegates arrive.
Yes, in fact, from as early as yesterday, you would have seen KwaZulu-Natal, which is one of our biggest delegations, arriving. Today, we're going to start the process of registering all of them. You'll remember that some were pre-registered in their provinces before they got here. So we're excited. The venue is ready. It is looking amazing. The work of accreditation, which is really the big slog, is currently underway. We're happy from a communications point of view. You know, people like yourselves, the media, have already been catered for. So we've been very meticulous in the approach to this conference, and we are confident of a very successful ANC 54th conference.
I'm sure you've been streamlining processes to make sure that these delegates get through, they get assigned, and that you can get the conference underway seamlessly.
Yes, indeed. It didn't start, well, a few days ago, even a few weeks ago. From as early as March of this year, when the deadline we had set at the end of April is when our delegates were audited. Then from the auditing process, we began our BGMs. We've gone to our provincial general councils. It has been a very rigorous process. We've done dispute resolution. There were still some issues around vetting that we were still finalizing. Sorry, verification, not vetting, that we're still finalizing. So we're confident that in terms of all the logistics that will support the integrity of this conference, we are definitely on track.
All right. So what typically happens from today going forwards before it actually physically starts tomorrow?
Well, today the Secretary General, Comrade Gwede Mantashe, will give the final state of readiness briefing, and he will go into obviously a lot more detail on these issues in terms of how far are we, how many of these buses have arrived. I mean, I know that I was reading somewhere that we've got more than 198 drivers bringing all our delegates from the length and breadth of our country. So we'll go into all of that detail. You have the team that is led by the DSG, Comrade Jesse Duarte, which is really the technical team. So all of that is being pulled together, and the SG will present that report at 11. We're also having our gala dinner this evening that will be addressed by the President, Comrade Jacob Zuma. At that gala dinner, you typically have the NEC, you would have business people, you would have, our alliance partners. So it's really a great day at the start of the conference, which is a big day tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
And what kind of message might we expect from the President at the dinner this evening?
Well, I wouldn't want to preempt the President, but I'm hoping that the President will speak to the fact that the success of this conference is going to be judged on the outcomes that improve the lives of our people. The success of this conference is obviously going to be the extent to which we manage to deepen and entrench unity of the African National Congress, and I think most importantly, renewal. We've said that South Africans do not want the African National Congress to be preoccupied with itself and its own internal challenges, but rather how do we ensure that we continue to build this united, non-racial, non-sexist, democratic and prosperous South Africa that we're talking about. So when the President speaks to all of this, laying the foundation for the conference, I'm sure that he's going to remember the conference theme, which says, Remember Tambo, towards unity, renewal and radical socio-economic transformation.
Earlier this week, we spoke to the Treasurer General, and he said that, by far and away, the majority of the delegates are here to do what's best for the organization. And I guess that's the spirit that you're really wanting to inculcate.
Without a doubt. We have said that this is a very important conference for the ANC. I mean, you'll remember that we have suffered a number of setbacks coming, for example, from the local government elections and what the SG had termed a trust deficit between the ANC and the people of South Africa. So we need to go back, reconnect, and ensure that when we emerge out of here, when we rise on the 20th, we've managed to look at those issues critically, be honest with ourselves, engage in robust discussion, and come out with a concrete plan to take South Africa forward.
All right, and perhaps finally, you have these legal issues that are still in play. How is the party dealing with them at the moment?
Well, a number of them are in court. You will know that, for example, though, in Mpumalanga, you would have reached an out-of-court settlement around that. We're expecting the judgment, I think, from the Free State case today. Our view as the African National Congress is that at all times we should always seek to resolve such challenges internally. However, we are a constitutional democracy where people do have recourse to the courts, so we accept that and we appreciate that. But insofar as this national conference is concerned, just to stress again that we have no doubt that it's going to be a successful conference. A lot of the issues do not necessarily impact the conference itself. It's a conference of delegates who have been elected at a properly constituted branch general meeting. So everything at this point is a little bit of wait and see, but the conference will get off will get off tomorrow, and we're confident it will finish in the time it's supposed to.
Khusela, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and I'm sure we'll be chatting to you quite a bit before Wednesday next week. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, so that was Khusela Sangoni, who's the ANC National Communications Manager, saying that it's all systems go. They're ready. Despite the challenges, they're going to have a successful conference, and we'll be bringing it all to you live right here from Nasrec. But in the meantime, I'm sure that you're interested in the sports as well. Valen.